Abracadabra! The Chevy Blazer has gotten a refresh. Is it magical? Well, I don't know. That's why we're here.
So, what's new? Paint colors like this one here with the black roof, new headlights and taillights, and new wheels.
So that's what's new on the exterior, and let's talk about that for a second, because it does take a lot of design cues from the Camaro. It's a little pinched, it's kind of sporty, so in my opinion, absolutely nothing like what I thought was the original and magical Blazer.
But does the power match up to the Camaro?
The RS is the sportiest of Blazers, and you can thank the direct fuel-injected V6 that's under the hood for that. Makes 308 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque. So yeah, there is some fun to be had behind the wheel here. And there's definitely kind of a raucous exhaust note that's happening back there. I'm not gonna say it's super pleasing. It's a little bit like kind of on the high end of like whiny. But you know what? This is trying really hard to be the Camaro of crossovers. It's trying.
The Blazer does also come with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder on lower trim levels that makes 228 horsepower. That's going to be much more efficient, but also a little less exciting to drive. The handling doesn't fall flat either. The RS with the all-wheel drive gets a torque vectoring system that improves grip through turns and keeps things nice and controlled.
I'm not feeling a ton of body roll around turns. It actually feels pretty stable. One place I am gonna complain is the tires. Like if you're like doing any kind of turns at speed, you really get little or no grip on these tires. So, you know, there's always that to consider. As far as the suspension goes, it does feel sporty. You know, it's kind of firm, but like as you're kind of coming out of a bounce, like it does have a little bit of float on the top end of the bounce, which kind of feels a little bit inconsistent to me for a sporty SUV. But, you know, again, even if you're trying to be the Camaro of crossovers, that doesn't mean that you're going to be sporty 100% of the time. So if you are looking for something that maybe has the hints of sporty, then this is probably a good place to look.
But know that this doesn't ride on the same platform as the Camaro, but with that of the Cadillac XT5 and GMC Acadia. No, those cousins don't sound nearly as sexy. The steering is good, but it lacks the world-class precision of the Camaro. That is steering to look up to, and the brakes are plenty good to get their job done well and confidently. Overall, the Blazer feels like a solid ride.
Visibility-wise, you're dealing with a pretty substantial C-pillar. Thankfully, you've got those sort of electronic eyes that will tell you if you have someone in your blind spot, so that's really handy. As far as seat comfort goes, I know this is subjective, so everybody is different. To me, this is not the most comfortable ride in the world. I think Chevy was trying to accomplish sort of a sport bucket here in the RS. But to me, the seat cushion feels very narrow. It's fine for me, but for a larger driver, I think it would be a little bit of a challenge. And the foam that they've used in here is kind of overly firm, so I'm not super comfortable. I feel like I'm sitting on top of the seat and not in the seat, if that makes any sense.
If you thought the exterior was trying to pay homage to the Camaro, then the interior straight rips it off. There are definitely items from the Camaro parts bin in here.
Out of the gate, I'm not super crazy about how this larger touchscreen now is just sort of like tacked on here. To me, it looks a little bit like an afterthought, but I really do think that in this trim especially, Chevy adds some really nice touches with the contrast stitching. This is a nice soft material. I think this is a really cool design element without being super shiny chrome, so it actually like reflects everything in your eyes. I dig the air vents, they're kind of cool, although I'm not really a big red and black person when it comes to styling. It has some really good storage in here, things that kind of move around and do stuff. Wireless charging is right here, and it's nice and grippy so your phone doesn't slosh about, which I think is pretty cool. Overall, I think it's an okay interior. I'm not wild for it, but it's, you know, it's not the pits.
But it does come standard with a 10-inch touchscreen. That's new to the Blazer for this mid-cycle madness. And of course, it gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and navigation. It's also got optional wireless charging.
And there is safety galore that comes with the Chevy Safety Assist feature package.
That includes automatic emergency braking, forward collision alerts, front pedestrian braking, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, and a following distance indicator.
Gas mileage numbers are not all that disappointing on the 4-cylinder.
The front-wheel drive gets acceptable numbers, and hey, the all-wheel drive version is not far behind. The V6 definitely loses some points in the city, getting 19 miles to the gallon. On the highway, 27 on the front-wheel drive model and 26 for the all-wheel drive version, which is not so different.
There are turbocharged 4-cylinder engines that make comparable power and are far more efficient for sure.
Pricing on the Blazer starts at $35,100 and comes standard with 18-inch wheels, body-colored door handles and mirror caps. Those mirrors are heated too. Active noise canceling in the cabin, dual-zone climate control, and keyless open and start. The 3LT starts around $40,700 and gets you black roof rails, more driver's assistance features including rear parking assist, lane change alerts, and rear cross traffic alerts. You also get a power tailgate. This RS starts close to $44,200 and gets the bigger 3.6-liter engine, 20-inch wheels, this RS signature grille, a 120-volt outlet, ambient interior lighting, a Bose 8-speaker audio system, and a heated steering wheel. Get the top-of-the-line premium and it will cost you the same as the RS, but those roof rails will be silver and your grille will be a Premier-specific one.
When you're ready to buy your new Blazer, click on the link above and kbb.com can help you find a fair purchase price on one. If you want to find a vintage Blazer, head to AutoTrader. Well, that's the show. So, is the Blazer RS magical? I'm not sure I would go that far, but Chevy did make a small touchscreen disappear, so that's always a good thing.